Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sand Hills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Legal. Yes.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Live on location at Early Bird. The break officially meets the bird here on a Tuesday morning, October 1st. Can you believe it?
That's beautiful wording by you, first of all.
I'll try to be.
Breakers in here. It's
Breakers
amazing.
are in the building.
It's amazing. The Breakers showed up. God bless them.
They are
It
here.
is 6 o'clock.
Bill's
That's
getting
when
his
we-
headset on.
when we
I'm
start the show.
There he is.
Coach
Yeah, I can hear Bill.
Coach was here. He was
Well,
he was
Jake just
mingling.
yelled at me.
I did
I
not
was
yell
over
at you.
talking to some of the breakers.
He was mingling.
It's mingling.
I approve
I
of
was-
mingling.
I
I like
was
the
trying to-
mingling.
You like to mingle.
It's incredible how the breakers have arrived early.
They are here
here
at the
at
bird.
Sean
Yeah,
is getting
yeah.
ready, the general manager.
Yes. Getting things going.
Well, I'm impressed. We got at least 15 people here so far. Really, it's going to get filled up here
you
pretty
get
soon.
pretty packed in. Like
This is
that.
good.
To put the chairs down
Now-
right now.
now-
Chris and Brad from the Baldwin shop. We called for representation.
We did.
Yes.
and here they are.
Now,
There they are.
I'm told to tell you that they will start officially serving food at 6:30, but doors are open. If you want to get seated,
Doors are open.
you wanna
and
get a
seating
coffee?
is happening right now.
they'll take care of you. 6:30, you can start ordering and eating. But hey, people, there's room to sit down, so come by, check it out right
yeah,
now.
you can sit down and mingle.
What's your first impressions of the building? You guys both had
I was
first
blown away.
impressions.
I was blown away by the diner style. I was really.
You did.
All right,
did.
I want to
The-
hear
the-
you talk about decor.
Yes, I mean it's
Yes.
very it's colorful but not bright.
I like
so
that.
I don't
Now
like
that's a word to me.
I don't like
Just let him
Walmart
go, let him
lighting.
go.
I don't like Walmart
Don't interrupt
lighting.
him
I
right
want to
now.
have things. I want to have things very cool to the vibe, and it's a vibe place.
Okay, so
Red
so,
and yellow is a base, I
It
would
is.
think,
okay, red,
And there's
yellow,
some-
light
This is
blue.
deep.
and there's some blue and some pastels. Yeah, so
Yes.
we've pasteled it up like that. Look at these guys sitting down. This is
Everybody's just
incredible.
rolling in. It's
Yes,
beautiful.
Good
I-
pipes here.
I am. Who's this?
Could you see it, man?
It's
Oh, he's got the Hershey's.
He's got the
Yeah.
Hershey's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
What do
drops
you mean
off
he's
all the
brought candy
Reese's.
bars to us like
Yeah,
that?
his hair grew out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron's coming okay too. Well,
Cam's a long snapper.
he is. We could use
Piper.
Cameron
Cameron Piper,
That's
yes.
right. Right. There's
Yeah.
two.
Help from
There's
him.
two Camdens that
Yes.
long snap.
Yes, there was.
Camden with Tucky.
Yes.
The president.
Yes. Yeah. And Piper is old school.
Yes,
We have a
yes.
lot of breakers here.
we do, and I think
Yes.
they're going to keep coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, I
We'll
hope
just
they're
start
break-
thing off.
If
Yeah,
you're
they're-
not a breaker, you're going to be probably a little bit
Confused.
irritated.
There's people right now going like, "Why is there people doing a radio show from here if it's my normal spot?"
Why is Bill Busch here?
Why is there a speaker and it's loud? I don't know.
Oh,
Too bad.
oh, yeah.
If you don't know us,
Jay.
that's too bad. If you do, hey, we're early break.
Hold it, can't even see David.
There's
David.
David.
Oh, yeah.
David
David
is
recognize him.
David's trying to make.
He organized the whole thing.
He's
And
trying
he's
to
the last
sneak
guy
in.
to the table.
Yeah, what
he
the heck?
organized the whole thing, and he's
Yeah.
late. Good to
See
see
you,
you,
David. David's in the building. Please text us 402-464-5685. You can always chat with us as if people are stopping in left and right.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
haven't
beautiful
seen-
sight.
I haven't seen Jamie Burrow quite yet.
You haven't, but you've seen Chris at the Baldwin shop and Brad.
Yeah.
Chris and Brad from the
They're
Baldwin
here?
Shop are rep. We called for them, and here they are.
Yes.
Yeah, they are here. So that's great. All right, idle chit chat. I'm a pretty depressed person this morning. You guys know why that is.
Why is that, Jake?
You were booing from inside your house yesterday.
I told you guys before the show I might have to not watch the NFL the rest of the year because my team decided to take the year off. The Miami Dolphins are the worst team in the NFL besides the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's official last night. This season's going nowhere.
Do the
head
Dolphins
coach-
play the Jags?
They already did week one,
That's
and they
true.
won on a last-second field
That's
goal.
right. That's what it was.
The Dolphins are the only team in the NFL to not lead in a football game through 4 games because that was as the clock expired against Jacksonville. In fact, they weren't even close to leading last night. They suck. It's collective suck in Miami. Offense, defense,
That's
special
strange.
teams, head coach, GM. Blow it up.
So
Done.
there's a question.
Yeah.
Would they have still sucked with Tua? It sounds like.
Well, they were trailing the Bills 31-10 when he got hurt. He had thrown 3 picks in the game.
they might have been
2
bad.
which were definitely his fault. 1 maybe was not, but the 2 definitely were. So yeah, I don't know if they'd be 2-2 with him or 3-1, but regardless, they're 1-3. He's not back until week 8 at the earliest, and this thing is going down fast.
Were you booing legitimate? Like
Did you boo?
I did boo at halftime. I booed going to halftime at the fans were booing at the stadium. I joined in.
Did you?
Scotland was about to go to sleep, so I could do that at that point. When she was sleeping, I'd be quieter. But I had no reason to yell because it was just so depressing.
Boo. There was booing.
There was.
And every other seat was empty.
Really?
Yeah. Every other seat was empty.
What a display that was. You got a primetime game. By the way, I've told you guys, I've told fans, listeners forever, Miami Dolphins in primetime always bet against them. They suck. They're 8-17 on Monday Night Football since 2000. 8-17.
Oh, boy.
8-17.
What do they got going for?
Nothing. They got draft capital, hopefully. They got that. Well, they have a bunch of money tied up in guys who are hurt and old all the time. That's wonderful. Can't really trade those guys. They're not really worth that much for the contracts, at least.
It's just interesting.
They refuse to address the offensive line, which Chris Greer says, we're fine. No, you're not. Your O-line stinks. Quarterbacks have no time. You don't have a quarter. You failed to address the backup quarterback because you didn't want to hurt your quarterback's feelings. It's going downhill. It's a disaster. The season's over, and I can do other things on Sundays now. I might go golfing every Sunday.
We asked if you could change teams, and Jake said no. And you can't. You really can't. That's right here.
Right. You never
Houston
change.
Oilers. No, that's it. That's my team.
You never change. Jake, you're not going to change.
I'm not changing, but I'm going to lose my interest real fast in this year.
Man,
real
so
quickly.
What do you do with your head coach?
Well, he got an extension before the season. That's wonderful. So they'll just give him his go-away money when they fire him when he goes 3-14.
Will they fire him at that point?
I don't know how you can keep him. Again, we talked about everything about him has changed. He came in as this nerdy dude and, kind of a lovable nerd. Now he's just, I don't know what he is at this point. He's a strange dude.
You're a lovable nerd when you win.
Right.
And no matter what he's wearing his hair like, if he's losing, it doesn't, that persona doesn't work. What I told you guys before the show was, my misgivings are simple. They went from Don Shula to this guy. Somehow it devolved from Don Shula,
the winningest coach in the history of the NFL,
Mount Rushmore type coach,
and steakhouse.
Yeah. But he's a Mount Rushmore
More
type,
important
right?
than steakhouse. Yes.
Like Parcells is that, Belichick's that. I put Shula in that category.
Landry.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, see. And then they went to this, Jake. That's what I always would tell you.
But it worked for 2 years. They made the playoffs in his first 2 seasons.
Did it work?
They were 3-0 the first 2 years. Things were going right. And then the GM, Chris Greer, you got to call out Chris Greer because he's the one who failed everything.
Okay.
Christian Wilkins, he had to resign. I know free agencies, you can't resign everybody, but that's an important guy. Your run stuffer. Guess what? They couldn't stop the run last night. Your run stuffer is with the Raiders.
Okay.
Andrew Van Ginkel
is that
was
the position?
cheap.
Run stuffer.
Yeah.
Is that the position?
Defensive tackle. I'm gonna say he's the run stopper.
Well, in the draft,
RS.
he's gonna go early. Probably what position? Run stuffer.
Run stopper. You might as well call him that. That's what he was. He couldn't stop Christian Wilkins. Andrew Van Ginkel was a very cheap contract. The Vikings are getting all of his excellent plays. He's had a pick six already. He had several sacks, forced fumble. That's a playmaker.
Are playing really good.
They are with Brian
But
Flores.
you wish you were a Viking fan.
I do.
Yeah, they're having
and
a lot of fun.
you know, smiling right now, Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator, saying, well, sucks to be you, Miami. I called out Tua, and looks I was right. He's not playing ball again. He's hurt.
He's injured.
Jake, I don't like the thought of you not watching games on Sunday.
Or maybe just watch other games besides the Dolphins. I won't go to Brewski's anymore.
We're a Dolphin show now. We're a Dolphin show.
One more question. Did you ever get the feeling that Jake could run the Dolphins?
I have a feeling he could.
I mean it.
Good thing he wouldn't do it emotionally, though.
Well, I can't be a coach. I have to be the GM. I could not be on the field.
Yeah, we've already talked about that.
No,
nothing
Bill,
to do with coaching.
Bill would not put up with it.
No,
I can't deal with this guy.
Yes.
Sad news yesterday also before we move on. A couple deaths in the world of sports. Mm-hmm. In the morning, we heard of Dikembe Mutombo, the excellent shot blocker, 58 years old, 58. Brain cancer he passed away from.
And no one knew it.
Nobody
is that right?
I don't think anybody knew about that.
Is that right?
I mean, someone, but in the general, like the pundits, no. That was just incredibly private. But what he did when I listened to it this morning on an earlier podcast of the stuff that he did to to help with hospitals in Africa and different things that he did was incredible. So very cool story. Very
And
cool
then
story.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose passed away at age
Yes.
83 in the afternoon yesterday. So
Now, I'm assuming he was a big part of your childhood, Bill. He was a big part of mine. Pete Rose.
What you and me talk about, Steve, came up this morning also on Maggie and Perloff. They talked about how the guy named off the whole starting, 9.
The Big Red
12,
Machine?
The Big Red Machine. And right now I can only name 4 players in MLB. And
Right.
so, but,
are you sure you have 4?
but the ones I
I don't know if I could do 4.
I could have named I think 8 of the 9 or so like that. So yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about Rose. I mean, what do you think about? I think about the 44-game hitting streak. He had that's the longest in National League history. 44 games. Yeah. I mean, it's only behind DiMaggio. Period. Right?
I think you're right.
Oh, for God's
That
sake.
sounds correct
We're a
to me.
sports show.
It sounds right.
We are a sports show. He definitely had a 44-game hitting streak, which was the all-time leading NL streak. I think he
slapping
won.
singles around the yard.
Yeah, all-time. Yeah,
Choked up.
I mean, how about just being the all-time leading hitter in Major League history? Now, you have to bring up the gambling issue, which
Well, that's an issue.
yeah, he was found to have gambled. Bart Giamatti found that, did a launched investigation, found that he gambled on Major League games, including Reds games. So he got the lifetime ban. It seems like gambling on sports by athletes is more accepted.
It is.
It doesn't even feel like people care anymore.
No. So
But anyway,
so Pete Rose passed away.
Jake, not
at age
interested in
83.
Pete Rose.
I
Pete
am.
Rose.
83
Anyway, back to
years
the
old.
Dolphins.
No, I'm saying it's sad. It's important. I wish he
No,
would.
he's-
I wish he was able to get in the Hall of Fame before he passed away.
Yeah. Then the other thing that Bill will remember about Pete Rose is, and it was very, there he is right there. He's on TV. It was very interesting to me all the time, even as a kid, when he'd walk, he'd sprint to first base.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that,
Yeah,
but I
if-
appreciate that.
If you got to walk, you sprint to first base.
He
He
sprinted
had
to
one
first base.
speed. It was fast.
Yeah, his dad loved Eno Slaughter. Eno Slaughter's a name you wouldn't recognize.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, but he did that, and they loved Eno Slaughter, so Pete Rose did that. And Bill has brought up the All-Star game where he rounded second, went to home, and dislocated Ray Fosse's shoulder.
And
the All-Star
basically-
game.
and Ray never really played again. That was
Fosse was never the same.
never the same. He's a career-ending injury.
Right.
In the All-Star game,
Yeah.
protecting home plate.
Protecting home plate. Better times.
Better-
Pete Rose, better times.
That was legit. That was legitimate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there is an idle chit. Can I do?
Oh,
Before we
please
get back
do.
to the Dolphins?
No. We're done with golf.
We're doing a whole. If you want to call in, Ben will take your call. We're answering
Kangas
all.
says Pete Rose is dead. Yes, he passed away yesterday. Kangas, 83.
I ran into someone in the airport in Chicago that knows Bill.
Oh.
It was amazing. It was an amazing moment for me too, because I know him too. I'm going to drop a name on you, Bill. Get ready.
Okay.
Shane Thorell,
Shane Thorell, former head coach of the freshman team.
the Nebraska
Yes.
freshman
Oh.
team.
Nebraska freshman team.
Shane Thorell. He told me, he approached and said, please say hi. I mean, we had pleasantries, and he said, please say hi to Bill. He didn't say hi to Jay because he doesn't know you. But,
That's fine.
but Jason's here.
Jason
Hello, Jason.
from Nieder House Refuse in the building.
Nieder House Refuge.
Yes.
So Shane Thorell.
one of my all-time favorites. Shane was a mentor.
Was
Shane-
he?
Yes, because Shane moved on to after Nebraska went to UNO, and Shane was in the position that I ended up working. He worked closely with George Darlington, just like
Okay,
I
I did not know
Yes.
this.
Shane is also like this, just completely calm at all times. I wish I could have that calmness that Shane Thorell
Kind
had
of have it.
at that. Oh no, he was.
Was he always like that?
always like that? Incredible coach, incredible human being, as good a person as there is. Probably one of the main reasons I'm in coaching now is because of Shane Thorell.
Oh, that's amazing.
When did he
I didn't-
coach the freshman team? What's the years approximately?
Well, it had been in late 80s.
Yeah,
80s,
it was late
early
'cause
90s.
I
maybe.
was working at the DN,
Okay.
the Daily Nebraska.
and you met with him. Used to meet with him.
yeah,
Or
he
you
was-
take phone calls from him.
he was incredible. We had a weekly phone meeting set up on I'm going to say it was Thursdays, and it was now think about that. I was just a kid. I mean, just a DN reporter. He was a freshman. He was the freshman coach, and I was assigned to cover the freshman team.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would fill me in on everything on Thursdays early in the morning. It was like a 7 a.m. call. But yeah, he was incredible. He was huge in my career. I mean, he was gigantic back then, and then it kind of set a tone for me.
What was Shane doing in Chicago?
He had got
En route.
Good question. He was on a Norwegian cruise with his wife.
No.
Nice.
Yeah, he was coming
Now
back from
that's
a
living
Norwegian.
it up right there.
He was coming. Yeah, he was
He
coming
had to
back.
be excited to see you.
He
Yeah.
came up and
Nice.
introduced himself. I would not have recognized him. I would not have, because he had long hair back in the day. He had longer hair. I mean, he has no hair now. He's like me. But yeah, it was amazing when he shook his hand and said, Shane Thoreau. I'm like, oh my God. You got to be kidding me. When we had small talk, and he said, make sure you say hi to Bill. I had no idea he had that kind of influence on your career.
Absolutely.
Shane Thoreau in the airport.
That's right. All right. Mike.
Back to the Dolphins.
What are we doing with
the whole show?
I think,
what are we doing with the running back?
Anything else I don't chit chat about?
They got a Shane. His name is Shane? Achane?
I'm not talking Dolphins. It's H-N. It's H-N,
H-N?
by the way.
We're off
No.
the Dolphins.
Look
No,
at,
we're done.
assess the crowd here. It's amazing.
Okay. By the way,
There's
before we move on,
40 people.
we are live
This
at
is
Early
amazing.
Bird.
Yeah.
We told you
The Bird.
there's lots of parking. It's free. Free parking.
Thank you.
We got a hash
We
hole
got a
scream
hash
over
hole.
there.
Asshole.
Good job.
I think we'll get more of those as the day goes on, but we are at 19th and K at Early Bird. Please stop by. There's already a good crowd here, but there's room for you. If you're listening
Yeah,
or
there's room.
saying, should I come in? The answer is yes, you should come in
There's plenty of
to
parking.
Early Bird at 19th
Cold
and K.
beer.
Join the crowd. Yeah, you get beer, you get
Yeah.
a cocktail. You want an old fashioned at 6:15?
yeah.
You get an old
Sip,
fashioned
get
at
one.
6:15. Why wouldn't you?
Come
Come on, Sip. You could do it. That is
Sip is looking at Instagram.
yes.
No,
he's-
I'm looking at Pete Rose stuff.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Renew Your Auto. That's David right there.
David's here.
Please call or text David at 40. Text him right now.
He's sort of low
402
profile.
David,
today.
will you
8333858.
will you be taking?
Get something smothered. Smothered.
Can
Renew
people
your-
meet with you, David, today? Can they come over and meet with you right now to get their car set up?
He says yes, they can.
Yes, we can tint windows in the parking lot,
That-
David.
now
So
that's-
that would be incredible to see
That's
done.
that's treatment right there.
Yeah.
Body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, and more. RenewYourAuto.com. Again, text David 402-833-3858. Sip, you were at the press conference.
yes.
Press
yesterday.
conference.
He was
Husker
texting
football.
me from the press conference. Not about the press conference, by the way. It was very random. I was concerned.
It was not
Just,
very
I think
professional.
you're
Yeah.
bored or something like that. at the
Jake
press
called
You
conference.
didn't
me
text
out.
me.
Well,
That's interesting.
you would understand if you saw the nature of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's
You would
fine.
not want to be in
It's
that.
fine. You weren't in the
Yeah.
conversation, Bill. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You
It's
would
all
not
right.
want to be in this particular conversation.
No,
I
it's
appreciate
fine.
that.
Sip, you were there. There's a variety of things that he said about Micah Mazuka, about injuries, special teams. What do you want to start with? What stood out to you the most from yesterday, Matt Rule?
I'd say that. Well, let's go. I need to come clean on something and get the Mazuka.
Is this about the pizza you ate? Because you took several slices.
Yeah, how many
I
did you have
did.
yesterday?
Yes, we took several
I did
slices.
have
and we
several
know that.
slices.
Yes,
How do you
and we
know
know that. Yes.
And a breadstick.
And a breadstick.
They
yes.
had Valentino's there. I need to come clean. I think on our show. I know on our show yesterday, I said I'd be surprised if Micah Mazuka wasn't suspended, and he's not. He's been reinstated. Do you have that sound?
I do. Ben,
Yeah, let's
please
hit
play
that
the
quick.
sound on Coach Rule on Micah Mazuka from yesterday. I think Ben's getting it. Can't hear
Ben, are you with us?
Ben, there we go.
He was a backup before this happened, right? Like, like when he came out of the Colorado game, he was Toski was put ahead of him. So, he's got. I love Micah. I'm working with him to make him the best he can be. You guys talk a lot about him, but he's a backup player for us.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you guys talk a lot about him. He started the first two games, and then has had some disciplinary issues, but he is reinstated. Again, he won't be the starter. It'll at right guard. It'll continue to be Latovsky.
Henry.
Henry, who will start his third straight game. Rule also addressed. You might as well get to the injury situation with Tommy Hill.
Okay.
Do you have the Tommy Hill?
Yeah, I do.
sound?
Yeah, young Ben. That's one that says the status of Micah, Stefan, and Tommy. What do you
Yes,
have?
yes.
Please play that one, young Ben.
Ben.
Yeah, Micah was suspended last game. He's reinstituted this week. That was kind of middle of the week that happened, so it wasn't something we were. I met with you guys. I wasn't anticipating that, to be quite honest with you. Stephon Thompson has a sprained foot, and he ran well today, so we're anticipating him practicing tomorrow. So I'll know more about that. And then Tommy went out like the NFL, like 2 hours before the game and worked out and just didn't quite feel like he could go on it. Now he ran today and felt good. So I would anticipate Tommy having a chance to play this week. I think that'll be another probably, be quite honest, game time decision. It's all the plantar fascia is all pain threshold, and it's not like can you tough it out. I mean, I've seen guys miss a long time with it, so he's doing everything he can to play. So we'll see.
Because we are near. There you go, Tommy Hill. If Tommy Hill will try to go again on Saturday against Rutgers, if not, they have Sierra Wright. And Sierra Wright's playing really well.
It sure appears to.
Yeah.
From what you see, just to the common fan, because you don't get to see them a lot on TV. So it's not that they don't show up and they're outside the frame a lot. So sometimes you go, okay, how is he playing? Well, it appears like that. There's never a time when he's talked about in a negative way, which means they're not attacking him or singling him out. So obviously he's playing very well at that time. He had a big play, obviously, against Illinois. And so it doesn't appear as if there is a drop-off.
Bill, I don't know how you feel about Pro Football Focus grade. Jake, I don't know how you feel about him. He graded super high.
Sierra Wright did?
Yeah. Now, John Bullock, as I mentioned yesterday, graded through the roof high. And as we mentioned yesterday, John Bullock would probably be the defensive MVP. He wouldn't probably be the defensive MVP. There's nobody close to him. He's
been awesome this year.
Yeah, he's the defensive MVP
Doing very well.
by a long way. In fact, it'd be better if someone was a little closer to him, probably. But now, since we're pretty close to Lincoln Southeast, right? Pretty closer to Lincoln High. But since we're close to Southeast,
Lincoln High is really about 2 blocks away.
We get a sandwich over there.
Lincoln High is right there.
Let Bill get a sandwich and hit Lincoln High.
We can see Lincoln High.
But we're pretty close to Southeast too. Right?
Yes.
About 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so play some Gunnar Gatula sound if you got
Okay.
Gunnar Gatula
yes.
was a left tackle. He started. He played well. He held up well.
That's go ahead and play that one, young man. Thoughts on how Gatula and the O-line played against Purdue?
Yeah, I think so. I think Gunnar played well. I mean, there's some things, he wants to continue to work his anchor. As he's getting people won't speed the power on him. He continues to work on it. He'll get better. That's a really important thing this week. There's no better coach defensive front you'll see than the Rutgers D line. I think our guys know that from playing them 2 years ago. Because what I like about Rutgers is you look at I have this big board in my office, and there's not a lot of transfers on there, right? There's a lot of homegrown talent. And a lot of tough Northeast kids that play really hard. So Gunnar will have to do what he did last week. Continue to get better. I think it's a credit to the guys on our scout team. We have a lot of guys who've played a lot of football to play on our scout teams that give them a really good look.
Bill, when he says when Rule says he's got to continue to work on his anchor, what does that mean?
When he talked about speed to power, he was talking about pass rush versus Gunnar. That's what they're talking about. So when the best pass rush is speed to power, which means you have an incredible get off, which can get an offensive lineman that has to kick slide and gets him a little bit off balance, and then you turn it. You go from speed to power. It's a one arm move to his chest, basically, and you're trying to collapse the tackle back into the quarterback, and that's one of the all time great pass. The pass rush of just speed, like let's put him on the edge, just rush speed. And also you rush off the edge, and the tackle puts one hand on it, and you fly 10 yards past the quarterback. So it's no good. Speed to power to be able to sink in. So he talks about his anchor is having enough strength not to get knocked back. I don't know if there was much knockback, but that's what he's talking about, is trying to eliminate that phase.
We are of the mind that Rutgers isn't where they were defensively 2 years ago, however, right?
In my opinion, no. They're not where they were 2 years ago. This would be I thought about this the other day. If Gus Malzahn and Greg Schiano were like staring at each other, it would just be like two dogs through a fence, kind of look at each other, kind of like going to be here for a while.
Why do you say this?
Because you can't be more opposite. Gus Malzahn is bells, whistles, different plays. Unbalanced, it's just mayhem.
Yeah.
And Rutgers is like, we're going to line up like this, and we're going to do this. And we're going to make sure that we make less errors than you.
What an analogy.
Which one do you prefer?
Yeah.
What an analogy. I don't know, Jake. That's a good question.
That's their
probably Malzahn.
Really? I thought he'd be more of a Schiano guy.
Schiano is going to keep
he's
it.
a hard
When
ass.
you watch him,
I know he's a hard
when
ass.
you watch him, how they line up offensively and what they run offensively, it's just basically going to be like, We're going to do this. We're going to wait till you make an error. And that's the same way defensively. They're going to line up very sound. That when I was watching, they were extremely sound, but nothing. They were not overly exotic. They were a little more exotic a couple years ago.
Is that right?
We happened to play them out there with pressures. They had more pressures with it. But that's the
very
opposite ends of the spectrum of coaches, and usually someone falls somewhere in between.
Right.
That's kind of where it's at.
See, Jake, why I say that is because if you're Rutgers and you're going to approach it that way, you better be really good personnel wise. You better be really good.
Really good.
Because if you're not going to try to fool anybody,
that's why they were so limited offensively against Washington, because they were very, very, very simple, and their run game is very simple, and their quarterback. The ball he throws it down the field. If they throw it down the field 9 yards, it's like that's taking a shot.
Kaliakmanis.
Yeah, that's taking a shot.
Aiden, I think it's
Ethan Kaliakmanis, formerly at Minnesota, who also wasn't a great quarterback there. He was fine. He's not bad. He's just not elite.
Okay, more sound.
Okay,
let's stay on the offensive side, Jake.
All right.
He was so Emmett Johnson quietly has averaged 8.3 yards a carry this year. It's not a lot of attempts. I'm going to say 31 off the top of my head, Chicken Nick. And now he was asked a good question, Rule. Is he looking at that position a little bit differently now in the wake of Emmett Johnson's strong performance against Purdue? Do you have that sound?
Yeah, the Emmett Johnson one. Go ahead, young Ben.
No, I think I said last week maybe we'd like to get him more involved, and maybe a little bit earlier we should have. I still think there's like a rhythm to it in terms of tackling Dante is really hard. Like on the first touchdown drive, there's like a 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 2 where Dante bounces the ball outside, and there's 2 defenders there, and he sets his pads and he runs right through one of them. If we ask Amir and Emmett to do all those things early in the game, then they're not going to be, to me, explosive late in the game. So I think having the big backs, you have to just understand that they're setting the tone for the run game. But what I loved about what Emmett did was Emmett caught the ball out of the backfield. He picked up blitzes, and then the first guy never tackled him. And we have our little keys to victory every week. And one of the things for this week was get the ball in the perimeter and be untackleable, right? Like, don't let them tackle you. And even like an outside zone that he cuts back, he gets 9 yards because the first guy's never really tackling Emmett. And it's like I said to Gabe Irvin. I'm watching Gabe in practice last week. Gabe came off a major injury. He's getting his swagger back. So I think we have 4. Ives can go in and play. So, but yeah, I like what Emmett did, and so Emmett deserves to keep playing. I mean, he was one of the guys we singled out out there just because he just did so many good things, and not maybe wasn't one huge play. He certainly bailed me out after my penalty, which I appreciate. So I'm very grateful for that.
You mentioned Quentin Ives. I don't know if he'd be 5. Ives did not travel, but he does feel good about his 4. And it seems like he feels good about Dante Dowdell being the early hammer, being the physical back that, where maybe wears down a defense a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Emmett Johnson is a bit more of a closer. But also he also said he wants to find more time early for Emmett Johnson, which I think you might have.
He's deserved that.
Did you feel that way?
Well, again, he ran really hard. That's a game that we know Purdue was giving up 270 yards rushing per game. And Dowdell was not making the big runs. He wasn't breaking free. And Emmett had some nice explosive runs in that game. So I think he's earned the chance to be more of that rotation at least.
Yeah, I think so too. But they got their guys. Now they need – I think the running backs have done a good job. I think just the running game in general, though, it has to get better. And I guess I'm talking about the line now, the offensive line. I think that the offensive line has done a good job in pass protection, but it's not moving the line of scrimmage consistently. Would you agree with that?
I would.
That's a statement that I'm asking you if you agree with.
Well, I had a problem with the app, so I missed some of the early part of the game.
The Peacock app?
Yes,
the P?
The P. I had a little
Remember.
problem with it, so I missed a little bit of that the first
yeah,
part.
You did.
He called me concerned.
But what was their total numbers of carries in the game?
Well, the running backs ran 23 times for 84 yards. That's the running backs.
Just running backs.
Yeah.
The one thing I did want to mention also is like that is people thought, well, the running backs had wasn't great yardage for the. If someone had just that one carries, you'd be like, oh, okay. But yardage is yardage. So when you run the wide receivers or the quarterback or whatever, they still all count.
When you add Barney to the equation, the jet sweep.
Yes, they still all count. You don't get a differentiate. It's like, hey, if it's rushing yards, it's rushing yards. Because people just do it in a different way. It appears as if the difference between last year and this year is more wide receiver run compared to quarterback run.
Got it.
So there's a bunch of quarterback runs with it. To be able to say it, I would say the old school, like we're just moving people, in the way up front offensive line is like that. Make sure you're on the right person and you have them covered up is what you're looking for. That's where it's like, then it's on the running back to be able to make a miss, make a play. And the big thing you look for at running back is the play blocked for 6 and he gets 6, or is the play blocked for 6 and he gets 9. Seems like that's where Emmett does more.
You're right.
Where,
I think you're
where
right.
he gets more yards in that area. But those special backs, like you said, we talked about Gentry from Boise. He probably had 100 yards after contact or making someone miss.
Yep.
And so it wasn't schematics for Washington State. They were schemed up very well. They just had a special person at that spot.
He might be the best in the business right now.
He's the most must-see running back there is.
He's going to have 1,000 yards by game 5.
Ashton Genty.
But like I said, and also opportunities probably like that. Because 23 rushes by your running backs, that's not a high number.
No.
It's not a high number. And sometimes your yards come later in games when it's kind of like body blows. When all of a sudden it gets to the fourth quarter, and then that's when those 4-yard runs become 8-yard runs.
Schematic. There's a schematic part of this discussion too that I would want to talk to Bill about.
Oh, you should. He's right there.
Now, Purdue manned up. I mean, they were playing man to man and committing a lot to the box, and I think that affected it a little bit. But I still come from that day when I covered Nebraska. When it didn't matter if there were 9 guys in the box, Nebraska's got to run, and they're going to be effective doing it. Those days, it's hard to do.
Yeah, there was hardly a time when Nebraska didn't see, a +1. In the box. You saw that at all times.
Did you see more than +1 sometimes?
And the reason, not really. That's about. I mean, once you go beyond that, you're really.
So 8's not.
Well, it depends on what the numbers are in the box offensively to see what you can have. Yes, you can have 8 if they have 2 backs.
Okay.
That type of thing. So it kind of matters what they have in that setup. But
it's a little problem when we get into schematics. Go ahead, keep going. Well, you're explaining it to us.
No, but anyway, but yes, they're going to see +1 in the box, a lot. But what happened to him was Purdue was manning him up. If you looked at the long touchdown run by the wide receiver in the fourth quarter, I think that made it 21. Is that right? The interception made it 28.
28.
No, his long run made it 28. I thought the interception made it 28.
Correct. Barney was 21. Then both.
So exactly what I said.
That's
basically.
right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You talked through it.
But the on the play, there was, if you watch that, we'll go back and watch that play. There's a huge schematic error by Purdue. They're playing press man, and I believe on the outside it might have been Bullock, but I'm not sure. But he did the term we call push crack, which he pushed vertical and it went and cracked the safety.
Yep.
Well, the guy's in press coverage on him like it's a route, and all of a sudden one guy blocked 2, and that's what allowed the walk in off of the edge. So you'd be beside yourself at that spot to be pressed up in that situation. You'd like to be able to change that up. So if he cracks, then there's always crack replace. The corner can come off. They didn't. That's also why against a team like an Air Force, you never, ever played press man against that, because you need that corner to see the block to be able to come back off of.
Jake, try to commit this to memory in case we don't have Bill.
It's Carson, by the way.
Yeah, Carson.
Carson from 1890s in the building.
Yes, there's a lot of people.
It's a full house.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
There's still room, but it's pretty.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room.
No,
Yeah, please.
We rope some areas off in the back. Yeah. Larry's here. He runs the National Guard.
No, Larry's not
Larry's
here.
the building.
Yeah, Moose
With
is
an
here.
LSU shirt on.
LSU shirt on. He runs the National Guard. Who's running the National Guard right now? We're not safe.
He's
Are
here.
we safe?
We're safe.
As
We're safe.
Yeah, we're
He's
safe.
Larry's
here,
here.
but
As
everybody else.
As Larry phoned ahead to let him know that right now the military is we're at risk.
He's at early bird.
But early bird
He's
is
at the
very
first.
Yeah, we're safe
We're
here.
safe. Yeah, I do feel safe.
We're
There's like a
safe, boys.
bunker. There's brick walls. I feel very safe.
pastels.
Yes.
Yes.
Pastels.
JB
beautiful
Burrows here.
Yes.
He looks like he could still play middle
Yes.
linebacker, although now he's starting to look more like a nose tap.
Oh, wow. He might fight you on that.
Why is he big? He's a big man.
He might
He's a
fight
big
you on
dude.
that.
He's a big dude.
So there's your
There's
update
Larry.
from yesterday
There's Larry.
at
Busch, the
practice.
National Guard.
Yes, thank you to Matt Rule. And thanks to Young Ben. Thanks for playing the audio.
Oh,
for us.
Young
Appreciate
Ben.
it, Young
Young Ben's
Ben is
amazing.
back at the
Ben,
studio.
send us a selfie.
Yeah, we need the selfie, and I'll bring back some breakfast
half
for
a
you, Young
face.
Ben.
Half
I'll
a
bring,
face.
I'll bring back some breakfast for you, Young Ben.
This is their pouring in.
Yeah, before we get to break,
People
again,
are
we
born
are
in.
live at Early Bird, 19th and K. They have everything from breakfast burritos, chicken fried sandwiches, what? Smothered! Variety of
Incredibly
pancakes and breakers. What is this place the home of? The world famous Hash Holes. That's right. Hash Holes.
Good job, Jake.
Here it is.
You are quite an entertainer.
I'm trying to make sure people are awake.
You are,
here.
yeah,
We
they're
hope
awake.
people are
they have
trying
their
to,
coffee.
early.
they're
They're
trying
about
to
get
wake
food.
up right now.
It's a good crowd. You can be part of it as well. Please
Yes.
stop by.
Yes.
Free parking. It's all
Yeah.
free. Tons of parking.
Is there a lot of places in Lincoln where it's costs to park? Like if I go to the mall, I don't ever.
If you're downtown, yes,
Downtown,
if
yeah,
you're
probably.
downtown technically.
Yeah, that
How
is
many
that-
places downtown
that
you can
is
park
true.
for free?
That is
That's
true.
why it's a big deal.
Come on, Bill. You're at the age like me where if someone proposes that you go somewhere, my first question is usually, what's parking like?
My first thing is I'll meet you there.
Why is that?
I want my own exit plan.
Yep.
I want
man.
my
What's
own.
wrong with you?
I
That's
want
just
my own.
smart.
I want my own exit plan. When it's time for me to tap out, yes, I want to be like all of a sudden. And I also have no problem with just like fake going to the bathroom and leaving too. Yeah.
Do that?
Oh, absolutely.
What about fake phone call? Would you
Whatever.
do a
I do
fake
that all
phone
the
call?
time.
the fake?
Do you do a
That's
fake phone
all
call?
the time?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Jake.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I don't do that.
All the time.
I just all of a sudden I just leave. Yeah. I don't think there's never a time when I'm like, if you guys just left, like during the show, I'd notice it. People would bother me. But other than that, I wouldn't be like, Sip, you didn't say goodbye. I don't care if
That
someone
doesn't
says goodbye.
Yeah,
No.
I don't either.
I'd be like, I talk to
Okay.
you. I talk to you every day. So why would you
teach me a lot about life stuff? That plane thing has helped me
You
immensely.
don't have to talk.
You spent your whole life talking to the person next to you.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much that as feeling guilty if I didn't. Now there's no guilt.
But you're very approachable.
You are.
You are. And
Yeah.
when you see someone like Shane Thoreau, what did he do when he saw you?
Yeah, just
He
ran up.
up there, right there. Ran to you.
Yeah, but I think he mainly wanted to say, tell Bill hi. Shane Thoreau. I want to give a shout out to Tony Davis real fast. Tony Davis, TD being inducted. Bill will be interested in this. Tony Davis, he's already a member of the Sugar Bowl Hall of Fame. Announced recently, he will be inducted in the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame. He was the MVP of 2 bowl games, the Sugar Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. Tony Davis of Tecumseh.
Tough Tony from Tecumseh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ben's giving us the cue. When we
Ben's
come back,
Oh, Ben's cutting us off.
we got some
Hey,
potential
Ben, it's Tony Davis.
Big Ten.
Ben, it's
SEC
Tony Davis, and we shut him
scheduling
off. He's the
news.
best, one of the best running backs to ever play in the history of Nebraska football.
Ben,
From
not
Tecumseh.
interested.
Not interested.
Not
I
interested.
know it's not your era, but he had wavy blonde hair.
Yes, he did. Stuck
Yes.
out of the helmet. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Regal.
it was regal.
More from Early Bird next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, Pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoichFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. See an afternoon high around 71. Tonight, mostly clear skies and calm winds, low around 49. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine again, but it will be breezy. With an afternoon high around 85. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boy, it's a good crowd here. We're live at Early Bird, 19th and K. Stop on by for some breakfast, some brunch. It's wonderful. I'd say this place is already over half full.
It's over half full. There's
At
room.
6:46.
I have a couple tables that I have shelved in the back for some
Is that
people
right?
to still come in.
Okay.
I'm saving them for them. So just not for anyone in particular, but the next 8 in get the
You
special
did bring a
seats.
lot of people in here, Bill.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there's a good.
Bill is a man of the people. That's what he
He
does.
is a man of the
He's
people.
the man of the people.
He doesn't fancy himself a man of the people, but he's a man of the people.
No, he is.
And Laura's here
Laura's here. My wife
with a Bengals cap
My
on.
wife
She
is
is.
here. Go
Very-
Bengals.
Very
But-
regal Bengals.
By the way, segment 2, sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids Farmers. We know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed. Oftentimes, discounts are lost buying from multiple brands, but Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace.
Take them all.
For a full farm quote, go to beckshybrids.com. Remember the 3 F's always: faith, family, and farming.
And football. And football.
Trevor,
And
is
football.
Sonny
That's the
coming
fourth
here
F.
today? Text us if you would. Let
Yeah,
us know.
I don't
I'm
see
sorry?
Trevor yet.
Let
Yeah,
us-
where's Sonny at?
Yeah, let us know if Sonny will be stopping in today. Would
Didn't
love
see
to-
Sonny in Indiana. Just
He
for,
says he keeps a very low profile, which is very Sonny-esque.
is it?
Trevor
just like-
texted that he was at the game.
Yeah,
Oh, give me a break.
I was looking at that text. He texted me and Bill yesterday.
yeah.
I
he
thought
did.
you guys were just pulling my chain.
No, we're not pulling your chain.
He said, Trevor
Never
says,
know when you're pulling my chain.
Trevor says tight schedule. So sorry to sit, but Sonny was there. Not a showy guy, as you know. though.
Tight schedule. I had a tight schedule too, so I understand.
Well, we know that. That's the way it is. So there is some news in the college football world yesterday that the Big Ten and the SEC are looking at a scheduling partnership to make for the next iteration of the college football playoff. The Big Ten wants the SEC to commit to 9 conference games. That's a big part of this. They want them to commit to 9. That's when the conversation can start for the Big Ten and the SEC, saying we want this to collaborate together, but it has to start with you guys first adding another conference game.
Well, this is a
Will
hot
that
button
happen?
topic that Bill can address. I'm not as passionate about it as a lot of people are. Bill is passionate. You think the SEC should have 9 games?
Absolutely. I just feel everyone should be on the exact number. Then you have a chance in when you have 4 you get to control. Then you have a chance that that's not the same as 3 you can control. So I just think I don't think you can have the argument. Well, we're the SEC. We're just better. So we only need to play 8. That doesn't. And just here's what the main reason, Steve. I just want to see great games, and the fans need to have great games. The fans don't need to have. If you look, like you said, you open up with some teams. Like you look at take Ole Miss's schedule. That was people talked about that a lot. Well, were they ready to play against a Kentucky when their first 4 games were non-competitive? Yeah. And so I just want. Here's what I want to see. I just want to see games on TV that I want to watch because that's what matters. Because no matter what you talk about, this game wasn't built for Alabama to play Chattanooga. That's just not how it was. And so you want to play good games. The NFL doesn't play a couple of college teams, during the season. Right. They don't do that. They play this. So I just think it's the best to get the best thing because fandom is major and it's hard. You look at stadiums sometimes. There's some that are so incredible, but it's hard because it's like, well, I can sit home. I got a 90-inch TV. I actually can see the game better. All these things going on. So and every game's on TV. Every game's on TV,
as you know.
And so, yes, I know it live from my garage.
Now, and I think the word is equitable too. Yeah, listen, I agree. I fundamentally agree with you. It doesn't bother me that the SEC only plays 8. I'm such an SEC fan. I don't mind saying it. I think the SEC is where it's at. I think we saw why on Saturday night. You just don't see those type of games in other conferences, except Ohio State and Michigan's like that.
It can be.
But anyway, I'm with you on this. How about Saturday night, by the way? How about just Saturday night when you have Illinois, Penn State at the same time as Georgia, Alabama? It's like being in heaven.
Those games are remarkable.
Yeah,
And
they
then,
are.
I never remember, Steve, Jake, in our era, there were times where there wasn't a night game.
Right.
The games were over like at 6.
Yeah.
And how many were on TV? Maybe 2?
4, maybe
4,
2
man.
to 4.
Okay.
I mean, you catch because
As boys too.
yeah, it'd be ABC, but it'd be regional. So all of a sudden it'd be okay. We have the Nebraska game against whoever. Then also the other game would be this region would have. So ABC would have 3 games on. One be an East Coast regional, a Central time, and then a Pacific time. And so it was bizarro world. Now that you can
But it was
see,
incredible.
it was incredible. But all of a sudden, if you got a Michigan Notre Dame night game, it was a big deal. It was the only game on.
Yeah.
Only game on, and you didn't flip around. You just watched that one game.
Right. Now we're recalling times.
Yes.
Better times, of course.
But it was different in that the magnitude. See, that what I always preach is the magnitude of the event was so much bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
You paid so much closer attention, and there was so much more romanticism attached to it. You didn't know everything, so if a guy took off his helmet, you'd be like, "Oh, that's what he looks like. Interesting." Because now
I appreciate that.
There was times that there
In-depth
wasn't sideline. So now they'll zoom in on the quarterback looking at his iPad. There was none of that.
There's none of that.
None of that.
A lot was left to the imagination, and I think there's something to be said for
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
This is from ESPN. Sources in both leagues, the
Okay,
SEC
Jake.
and Big Ten, told ESPN Monday they would prefer to have potentially 4 automatic bids each to the playoff when the next contract begins in 2026.
How many teams overall?
That,
What would be the
I
playoff?
don't know. It doesn't say that for sure.
Would it still be a 12
But they want to
team?
have 4 automatic bids between
piece.
A piece. Big Ten.
Well, then it would have to grow, right?
It has to grow.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have 8.
You can't 8 of 12 be from 2 conferences, can you?
You can't.
Well, you're going to get 4. You're going to get 4 to maybe 5 from the SEC this year.
You think?
Yeah.
So?
Oh, you get 4 for sure from the SEC. There'll be 4 teams.
So you predict that it would be
I would
Georgia,
get-
Alabama, Tennessee, and
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, you're right. How would it? Yeah,
Don't think Ole Miss is. They're still in it.
yeah. Ole Miss is probably still in it,
Absolutely.
but an
So-
outlier
yeah.
at this point.
But right now,
This would be when it's 14 spots, apparently.
Okay,
When
okay,
it's
that
up to
makes
14.
sense.
So 8. They want 8 of the 14 guaranteed to be Big Ten SEC.
well, I think this year it's
over
going to.
half.
This year it's probably going to be 4 and 3.
Yeah.
That's. I think the Big Ten will be 3. That's what I think it'll be. So that's going to be 7. Then you have 2 other champions, which puts you at 9. Group of 5 there, so that allows a few more people to be in there.
Ohio State. Who else would be in there? Oregon.
Oregon,
And then who would be the third? Penn State.
probably Penn State.
Probably
They're
Penn
still ranked
State.
top 10,
Michigan's
yeah.
still
Oh,
in
yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely, Michigan.
USC is very much in the conversation.
They are. God, this
Yeah.
food looks incredible. How does Penn State look to you right now? Do they look like a playoff team to you?
Physically, they look like it, but like you said, there was a good chance that if Illinois doesn't snap the ball over his head, the game's going to be 14-7 Illinois. Now, they didn't move the ball much, but it had been 14-7, which means that they probably win the game 21-14 late in the fourth quarter.
Right.
It was still 14-7 and Illinois was driving. They got a first down, and they had illegal formation, which would they would have been in field goal range. Now, but when you add up the numbers, Penn State kicked the crap out of them.
Penn State really flexed late.
Yeah.
I mean, what they did late in that game was a flex. It was like, okay, if you're a Penn State fan, you felt good walking out of the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Illinois is pretty good. They're not
They're
bad.
a solid team.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're physical.
But
They are physical.
But right now, if you said that who is capable of performing in the playoffs right now, it's really about down to 2.
Ohio State, Oregon.
Ohio State and Oregon. They have the roster. to be able
Imagine
to do
Penn
that.
State getting
Oh,
mashed.
Ben.
Ben's
Cutting us off again. This
Penn
is
State
interesting.
getting mashed against Texas wouldn't be good. The food here looks incredible, by the
Yeah,
way.
we are live at Early Bird, 19th K.
How about
Stop
that?
by. Good crowd. You can be part of it. Stop on by. We're here until 8 o'clock. When we come back, Bill's Thrills, Bugaboo Tuesday, and Song of the Day next on Early Break from Early Bird on the Ticket.
Good job.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered. at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough?
Never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well,
Four, 5, 6, 8, 5. 1 is bad. 10 is good. Text rating in the Starter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Genius.
I had to. I had to do that.
I'm going to chime in first. 10. 10. The song was incredible in the situational awareness by you.
Thank you.
Situational master.
Jeez, Jake.
That was incredible.
I never would have. I mean, I never.
If somebody said they pick 1,000 songs, no chance.
That's the one to pick, right?
That's
For
the one,
today, at least.
It's the one to
We're at
pick,
the
but I
bird.
never would have thought about it.
No, I didn't
Jake
think
did.
so.
Jake thought about it.
Perfect.
We're at the bird.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 too.
Yeah.
It's a 10.
It's a 10 for you guys.
Yeah, it's a 10. Good job.
Well, let's get some ratings here.
That's a surfing song.
Surfing Bird from 1963 on that.
From
one.
the Trashman.
The Trashman. We got a Trashman over here. We got
Yes,
Jason
we
over
got
here.
Jason here.
Jason
From
the Trashman
the
is here.
company again.
Nieder House Refuse.
Nieder House Refuse. He gives me T-shirts.
Yes.
They're my favorite
Yes,
T-shirts.
That's right. Some ratings here before we get to Bill's Thrills. We got Gorilla says 0.3. Brutal listen on that
Oh,
one.
please.
8.4 from unnamed texture. We have Vern and Dakin, 8.7. Who Columbus? Bert, 10. Yeah, 10 from Vern and Columbus. You can see it right there, a 10. Harper says a 10. John, 8.5 in Southeast Lincoln. Husker Mike in Waterloo says a 9.5. Sarah on East Campus, 9 for the pun on that one.
The pun.
On
How
that,
about that?
Mike in Dalton. Ryan in California, 8.5. Sean in Omaha says 9.9. Hash holes.
Hash holes.
Thank you. Nice.
That came out good. Good job.
Jennifer 4, hubby 6.
Oh, wait a second. What?
Jennifer 4, hubby 6. I thought they might be here today, by the way. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, what the heck?
Sanderson. Well done, Jake.
Sanderson, where are you?
I don't know. Yeah, where's Sanderson at? Kevin, 1.3.
Probably that donut place that no one can find.
Lamar's.
Gavin,
I got these at Lamar's.
Gavin
Found 'em.
Pender.
Never heard of that?
Gavin 7. Ellis says, seriously, Jake, 0 on that one.
Wow.
Lyle in Omaha, you love the name Lyle, 7.5.
We also met a Lyman today.
Lyman's right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lyman's
Lyman's a
right
good
there.
name.
Yes, that's
That's
very
a
good.
good
That
name.
that's a very cool name. Yes.
Yeah.
There's Scott, and there's Dirk.
Well,
the advisors are
that's
here.
them.
Right
just in
before
time
their
for
segment.
Bill's Thrills.
Right for their segment.
Come on in
Let's-
here.
All right. Let's get
Come in.
Scott in the building. Scott
Scott's
Moore.
here. Hey, if you guys
Dirk
want
Troutman in the building.
Dirk. Nice to meet you.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's fire up the intro for Bill's Thrills here on a Bugaboo Tuesday.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
We
Is it
need it.
bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, as always, Bill's Thrills sponsored by, turn it down, Ben. Dirk, Scott, and Ty at, Ben, turn it down, thank you. Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows in Lincoln, and 2 of them are here. Dirk and Scott are in the building. The cash cows are in
It's
Lincoln.
incredible.
They're
to
at
have
Early
them
Bird.
here because my nephew got connected with these guys 2 weeks ago, and he's already made $16,000.
Which nephew?
What's that? Skyler.
Skyler.
Played at Morningside. Yes, he got hooked up with these guys for some investments, and he's 16 large.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, in just
That's
9
good.
days.
It's pretty good.
I need to
So
hop on
if
this
you-
train.
Hey,
get
where have
on
you
it.
been?
If you're
Yeah.
making 16 large every 9 days, that'd be a sweet deal.
There's a lot of people in my pocket right now.
You could use that. You could use that large.
Right.
Oh God.
Well,
What's today?
today is Sip's favorite day, which is Bugaboo Tuesday,
Oh, it
and
is my
mine as well.
Things that bother me.
There's some hash holes.
Things that bother me.
There are hash holes right there.
All right, let's do this, Bill.
Boundary buffoonery.
Boundary.
Boundary buffoonery.
Okay, boundary.
The pane of glass that's a pain in the ass.
Whoa.
The pane of glass is
Jake.
the pain in the ass.
Jake, can you do that?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's legal.
I thought that word was legal.
word is legal. You're
Yes,
fine.
I thought
All right,
so.
all right, keep it coming.
The 2 scenarios. So there's 2 things I describe about the pane of glass. That's the terminology I used to use, and that is a boundary that is from the ground to infinity in football. And it happens a couple times. So one of them is, though, on kickoff. So on kickoff, if you watch the Minnesota game, they kicked the onside kick, got the onside kick, and then the ref called offsides, and he missed the call.
Oh,
But
great.
let me explain it to you and how hard this is, why it's buffoonery. On kickoff coverage, if the ball's hit from the 35, if you're running and your body is across the 35, but your foot hasn't hit the ground, but you broke the pane of glass that goes all the way to infinity, it's not a penalty on a kickoff.
Okay.
They don't penalize that. The foot has to hit the ground to be completely offsides.
Okay.
That's
So if your foot is airborne, you're
airborne.
okay.
So even though you've broken the plane, that can be it.
Okay.
On an onside kick, that's not the rule.
Ooh.
On an onside kick, you can't break the pane of glass, which means you can't get across the 35 any part of your body.
So they changed up the rule
And
a
so
little bit.
the rule's been like this for a long time. But what happened in the Minnesota game was the referee was so excited to prove to his commissioner that he knew the call, that if his hand, arm, or head was across the pane of glass, that it's a penalty. Only problem was he wasn't across. But when you have to try to differentiate think about this, it's like out of bounds in basketball. Well, it's out of bounds, the back line in basketball, but not in the last 2 minutes of a game. Then it's not the back line.
Right.
It makes no sense to have that. So for the referees to have to judge that is hard, but there was a critical error. If you look, the Big Ten will not admit that they missed the call, but they made a statement yesterday that they're now going to referee it differently. But they won't say out loud that it was Minnesota's ball down 3. It was their ball down 3, and they missed the call. But people need to understand the rule. Right away, everyone said he's not offsides. Well, it was close because of his body lean and where his hands were at.
I did not know that. You're learning right now. Now, when I said rule change, I mean the rule changes from
You're right. You nailed it, Steve. From regular kickoff to onside kick, there's two different rules. There's two different rules.
I did not know that. Did you know that, Jake?
I did not know
you
that.
are learning.
I am learning.
And then the other pane of glass, which is
energizing to learn.
It is.
That is
Yes,
that is bizarre world, is the pane of glass on punt. So if you kick a pooch punt, if the ball breaks the line of the goal line, like that, it's a touchback. No matter what. Doesn't matter if the ball hits in the end zone. If it crosses that pane of glass to infinity, it's a touchback. It's different than the NFL. The NFL means the ball has to hit in the end zone. That's why you see guys leaping to try to swat the ball back.
In college.
No,
in pro,
NFL.
yeah.
College, there's no swat back.
Oh!
He's right.
They'll do that. But
People do it, but it doesn't matter.
Right. You're like, all of a sudden, it's like, did your coach not teach you the rules? I mean,
a lot of kids
when
don't
they're
know.
diving and swat at the ball. So my point is, here's the next part.
This is unbelievable.
Here's the next part on the pane of glass. Is that if you are standing in the end zone in college and the ball's coming towards you, you're in the end zone and you touch the ball and it doesn't cross the pane of glass, it's still a good play then. It's because the ball didn't cross. Your body can be in the end zone. And you can actually
you can run down there and turn.
You can actually be a yard in the end zone, standing there. The ball's coming towards you. Turn, go back, knock the ball down before it crosses. But just think how hard it is for an official at the goal line to look and see, did the ball cross the pane? Where all you have to do is make it real simple. The ball hits in the end zone, it's a touchback. If you swat it out of the end zone and doesn't hit the ground, it's not a touchback.
I was just going to say, why not change see you, Jason. Why not change the rule so you can jump and swat?
Because the pane of glass, that's a pain in the end. That's why.
But isn't it a cool move when a dude
kind of
does that?
It's kind of a
when
cool
he
play.
jumps and swats it back.
It is cool.
Yeah,
So
you can't even do that in college.
No, it's a waste of time. Once it crosses, that's why something you'll see everybody go. The fans will cheer. Yeah, and the ref's like, no,
Nope, that's a touchback.
Going back to the 20.
Keep yelling.
So
keep cheering.
you have to teach that rule. But the one on the kickoff is bizarre. Is that offsides? No. Onside, is that offsides? Yes. And so there's two different rules with it.
This is unbelievable.
Which makes it very
Bill,
difficult. But they missed it. They missed it in the Minnesota game. Go back and watch. I sent it to Jake the other day. There's one that when you watch the clip, it's not from down the line, so it's harder to see.
I saw that, yeah.
But it just doesn't look as if he's offside. And what happened was that referee wanted to prove to his commissioner that he knew the rule. He wanted to be able to say when they looked back and said, nope, his hand was offsides or his head was offsides, so that counts.
Well, aren't you impressive, Mr. Referee? Boy.
Bill's thrills. Things that bother me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, what I always take away from a discussion like this is how much teaching you have to do to players because they don't know the rules.
See, Jason.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't know the rules.
It's insane.
Jake, you wouldn't know those rules. I wouldn't know.
No, I would not. But again, in that moment, Bill is right.
The reason people were so upset in the Minnesota game was that when you watched it, it was like it was obvious. It's like he is not offsides. He is not. Both feet are behind the line. His feet are not offsides, but his upper body was, and that's what they. But it wasn't. They missed the call.
Pardon me for being crude, but that's a screw job.
Yes,
that's a screw job.
Well, just read it. Just go to ESPN, and the Big Ten made a change, and they had how they're going to referee it. You don't make a change. It's like, why making a change? We called it perfectly. No, they didn't. Minnesota had the ball, and guess what? No one talks about it now.
No, they don't.
Now, PJ Fleck, what is he? 2-3 or
2-3?
There's 2-3. No one talks about. They're at Michigan, and guess what? They've got the ball. They got the ball with time, down 3, which means one completed pass, and they're going to probably kick a field goal, and they're going to go to overtime in the Big House. Instead, it was like, all right, Michigan. Yeah, they got to figure it out.
I think that is the crime, Jake.
They were down big in that game. That was an
they
epic
fought
comeback.
Back.
Yeah,
they fought.
They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. They're down 24-3 going to the fourth.
That is the crime.
It was a crime.
No, that is the crime because of what Bill's saying. Nobody talks about it now. Game's over. Michigan won. Good job.
When they showed the onside throughout the highlights, all they showed in the highlights was them recovering, and then ESPN would say they had a previous one, but they were offsides. They didn't even show the play, and it was a crime scene.
Bill,
anyway,
that's a wonderful
things that
addition
bother
of Bill's
me.
Thrills.
Read the headline one more time.
It's a boundary buffoonery. The pane of glass, that's a pain in the ass.
And that is Bill's Thrills, Bugaboo Tuesday.
Good job.
Thank you for that, Bill. But when we come back, we will talk to
Jamie Burrow. He's in the building.
Jamie Burrow's coming on
That's
air.
right. Top of the hour, our second
Live.
hour next with Jamie Burrow sitting here next to us on Early Break from Early Bird on the ticket.
The Bird.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BuschFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. See an afternoon high around 71. Tonight, mostly clear skies and calm winds, low around 49. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine again, but it will be breezy. An afternoon high around 85. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest Best Boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the professional middleweight championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Seward quarterback Trenton Haas. Haas went 14 of 17 through the air for 243 yards with 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the Blue Jays' 41-6 win against Lincoln Northwest. The Ticket's Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
This is so Jamie. You asked me something yesterday.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break, live from Early Bird, 19th and K. Great crowd today. Thanks for stopping by. If you're thinking about stopping by, you still time. Please do come on by for some breakfast.
It's good breakers here. A lot of good breakers here.
And I see at the counter our friend from Brad Coyne from Midwest Bank.
Yes.
Member. Is our sponsor of Hour 2. Again, Midwest Bank member. FDIC. Location in South Lincoln, 27th at Jamie Lane, also at 70th and Pioneers. And I think Brad would like to know what Steve Schindler has going on today.
Great. Yeah, what's Shindy have
Well,
going?
he's got a big day today. Oh, hang on. I got it right
Get
here.
your envelope out.
Today we loop.
Oh,
today
we're looping?
We
looping.
thought, oh, yeah, we loop today. Creighton will be looping. So they had a scheduling conflict. And so K through 11, not 12, they had a scheduling conflict. And the guy that does the picture, your pictures, your school pictures,
Oh, yes.
couldn't make it.
Oh, God.
So Shin Daddy is shooting the pictures down in the bank. K through 11 will come in one class at a time, and Shindy is set up.
He's the picture
Do you
taker.
remember the old background deal you'd pull up, had the kind of that light bluish background?
Yes.
He's got one. He went and got one on Amazon.
Of course he
Yeah,
did.
he got one on Amazon.
He found one.
Yeah, so him and Tamara are taking pictures.
They're
of all
doing the school
K through 11. Yeah, senior pictures not included.
Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. So
Big
they're,
deal.
so they're looping down one class at a time, and Shindy's running them through and taking their pictures. So he'll be making comments to the youth.
That's an all-day job.
It's an all-day event. It's
Yeah.
an all-day event.
Some kids handle that better than others.
Yes, today we loop.
Today we loop at
Okay.
Midwest
Yes.
Bank. So there you go, Brad. Now you know what's
Okay.
happening in Creighton today. It's wonderful.
We got a guest.
We got a
a guest.
special
Who's our
guest.
guest?
We have a special guest, former Nebraska linebacker Jamie Burrow, who runs Early Bird here.
The bird.
Is with us. Jamie, great to have you today. Thanks for stopping by.
Jamie's face was like,
Jake, thanks
We're
for
sorry,
having
Jamie. I apologize in advance.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I don't run much of anything, including Early Bird, but thanks for.
But you're a part of this.
Yeah,
It's a big part of the operation,
Yes.
no matter what.
I want to clear something up for Bill. You asked me yesterday, where was Barrett in 2001? Barrett Root.
yes, I was asking. that.
In accordance with Jamie. Jamie was the starter. I was correct about this. I've mentioned you. on our show probably 100 times.
100 times.
But there was a point. There's like some of the guys thought, "Are you sure he was the star?" Yeah, Jamie was the star.
No, we didn't think it. No, that wasn't the question. Was whether they played side by side.
Oh,
that was my question. If you're ever side by side.
No.
Okay.
We
were
were
both mics.
Yeah.
They were both mics. Yeah.
Too slow and stiff to be on the field at the same time.
No, Jamie led them in tackle.
I know and
it went on to the Jets for a cup of coffee, and now
Cup
we're
of
having a
coffee.
cup of coffee
Coffee with
Jamie.
him.
Yes,
I'll have a
it's
cup
fun.
of coffee.
It's fun, and he put your. Oh no! Wait a second. I thought he put your readers on.
I did.
He did. He put Bill's readers on.
So I always bring an
Yeah,
extra
2
pair.
pair.
You have 2 pairs.
I always bring an extra pair of readers when you have guests. That's just what you do.
I thought
These are your readers too, by the way.
They are.
You have 3 readers.
I thought they were Bill's wife's readers.
No, they are. They are. They're mine too. But we don't. When I go to the dollar store, it's just whatever I can grab a hold of.
I'm sad to say that I'm old enough now. I put them on to check and see if I actually needed readers because I've been thinking I do. It's official.
Is it official?
Isn't it a great feeling though when you can see?
I couldn't believe how clear I could read the menu.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
A good feeling,
we help
isn't it?
people on this
Yes,
show.
that's what we do.
We help people.
We help.
Introduce Jamie again.
Joined by Jamie Burrow, again, former Nebraska linebacker, also the older brother of superstar quarterback Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals, former LSU Tiger, national champion with the 2019 LSU
Older
Tigers.
brother of Dan Burrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
The real legend, Dan Burrow. Let's not forget about DCB.
A special teams wizard.
Yes.
Right?
He was. During the recruiting of Joe, there was a lot of conversation with Dan and Jamie. There was a lot
Hey,
of
wait a
conversation.
second though. Dan played regular downs too.
Limited.
Oh wow!
Limited.
He did play though. Limited.
This has been discussed at Christmas, hasn't it?
Well, he did not get it. He did not get a snap his senior year with Bill Callahan. We have agreements with Billy C over that one because he needed to get a couple in-game snaps.
He didn't have any regular down snaps.
Not
as
his
a
senior year. He did every year he was eligible, I think, except his senior year.
Yeah, I remember that. That's interesting. The Burrow family.
Yeah, they did well. They're doing well. They did well.
Well, look at how well they're doing. Just look around.
We're at early
how
bird.
well Jamie's doing.
Yes. I'm curious, Jamie, regarding the current Nebraska team. How much do you still follow them? Are you following them very closely, or how much do you follow Nebraska?
I watch every game that I can. So if there's conflicts or I'm traveling, I can't. But with my former teammate Dominic Raiola's son Dylan, I've been looped in kind of the whole recruiting situation a little bit more just from my relationship with Dominic, and then also how high a profile recruit Dylan was. I connected him with my father a couple times during the process because Dominic would ask me some questions about Ohio State or even Nebraska, and I'm like, certain things I can answer based upon my perception of the program, but there's some more intimate father-son relationship type stuff, and I'm like, hey, my dad's probably a better person to talk to than an older brother I'm so much older. I'm like a crazy uncle to Joe instead of brother. 18 years. He was born my senior year of high school.
18 years apart.
Wow.
18 years.
Crazy uncle.
Yeah.
So Jimmy can help him. Your dad's Jimmy Burrow.
Yeah.
So he could help in that.
Last I checked him.
Thanks for nailing that down, Steve. That's awesome.
My grandfather's James Burrow.
Yeah. Any great grandpa you know about?
Well, yeah, there was Duford. There was I think we called my one of them Papa. He was a Burrow.
Papa Burrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. That's what Jimmy is to my kids now. He's Papa.
We're laying out the lineage.
We are.
Yes.
Okay, you said you're tight with Dominic Raiola, of course, Dylan's dad. Now, I'm curious. He started out as a commit to Ohio State, then commit to Georgia, then to Nebraska. Were you surprised at all to see him end up here, or did you expect that to eventually happen with Dylan?
I didn't know what to expect. I had enough conversations kind of early on, just through conversations through text messages with Dominic, to know that there was certainly some interest in Nebraska. In this day and age with the high profile that Dylan is. Most of them commit early. That's kind of and commit early so you're slotted and have your place.
Right.
And then everything kind of unfolded at the end I won't get into all the specifics, but Dominic texts me. One thing I will say, he's like, what are your thoughts about Nebraska and Matt Rule? And I had met Matt Rule at the Kenny Chesney concert. Is the only time I've interacted with him.
Okay.
And I was impressed. There's, I mean, you guys have all been around head football coaches enough to know there's a certain sort of aura about them,
Sure.
charismatic and they got it. And that's kind of what I said about Coach Rule. I was like, I have limited experience. I was impressed, super charismatic, had a presence about him. And I liked what he did in his first year. Didn't quite have the success that you would want, but I thought he was putting some of the foundational pieces in place and coaching the boys hard, but being fair to them. And that's what you look at as a player to a coach.
Is this about what you expected from Dylan Raiola in his freshman year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's with his pedigree, he's coming here, for air quotes, as a professional. He's going to be polished. He's going to be around the sport long enough. It's not the same. I don't know if Dominic coached him at all. I know he's a strength coach for Detroit. I don't know if he coached. I'm assuming probably somewhere he has. But just like the Burrows and Jimmy, it's like if you're around the sport enough, and you want to hang out with your dad, you're going to absorb some of it. So you're going to be further ahead of if someone doesn't have that background.
We pointed out this year that we're 5 games in, and you don't worry about Dylan. He's a freshman quarterback. He's a true freshman. How many times do you say, hey, this team has some issues, but quarterback with a true freshman is not one of them. That's not a very commonly said thing.
No, and again, our family talks often about, at every level. I coached 3rd grade and 8th grade, and it all. There's no bigger impact someone can have in a team sport than a quarterback in football. It's just they got to take on some leadership and really on the offensive side of the ball, which in this day and age, everything is so wide open. You have to be able to trust them. And again, like you said, obviously you guys trust Dylan. I don't have any doubt about when Dylan's out there, he's gonna the moment's not going to be too big for him.
You don't see that all the time with a young guy, though, a freshman.
No, I'm
sort of taken by it.
Yeah, I think I think it's that he's grown up. His mom was a former athlete.
Water polo.
Was that?
I think it was water polo.
I thought it was. Well, that's.
What do you think it was?
I thought it was volleyball.
Could have been both.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a normal crossover in college.
Yeah.
You hear of it a lot.
Jamie, I'm going
even in the Olympics, you hear of it a lot. There was several.
I'll text Dom and we can get to the bottom.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Pit Dom and me against each other.
Yeah, you should do that.
No,
you started it.
Yeah, I did. It's my deal. But anyway, what Dylan's done through 5 games, I guess I sort of expected it. It's just the overall stability part of it that's interesting to me. You don't like Jake always says, you don't worry about it.
No.
9 interceptions, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, I think is where he's at right now. 70%.
Oh yeah, great stat line for anybody, let alone a true freshman.
Right.
And then regarding your brother again, you call him his crazy uncle, even though you are his brother.
Yeah, well, we kind of joke. We just when we field questions, I was just at the Skinny Bones pumpkin patch over the weekend, and one of the kids found out that I was Joe's brother, and they kind of followed me around. Sure. So it's like, when they look, I'm clearly a middle-aged man. You know what I mean? And so,
clearly a middle-aged man. I'm clearly a middle-aged man.
And then I have to explain it. And they're like, "Oh, how much are you younger?" I'm like, "Oh, not really.
Not really.
Quite a bit older. Like biologically old enough to be his dad."
Yeah. That's true. I'm a middle-aged man, and there's youth following me around the pumpkin patch because I'm Joe's brother. Yeah. This would be an incredible story. That's a story in itself. That's a Bill's Trills.
Taking pictures, asking for pictures with me, and I'm like, "Oh my!"
You're on people's.
Yeah,
you're on screensavers right now on some 10-year-old screensaver.
Joe Burrow's brother.
Joe Burrow's brother.
Joe Burrow's brother.
And
is it Grizzly Adams? No, it's Joe Burrow's brother.
Yeah, I just think of going home and showing some of their friends or like their dad or something. I'm like, I wouldn't believe that.
No,
I'd be like,
yeah, you bet he is. You bet he is, Tony. You
Yeah.
darn right that's Joe Burrow's brother. Looks just like him. Yeah,
that's funny.
I'm a middle-aged man walking around a pumpkin patch.
I'm curious though when you back
You're
when
not Joe Burrow's brother.
back when he was at LSU, and of course, part of one of the greatest teams ever in the history of college football. That
Yes.
Bill, of course, is on the staff of that wonderful team.
Right.
Just and also seeing him now as the number 1 overall pick, play in a Super Bowl, of course, a loss to the Rams, but played in it. Just what kind of pride does that give you as a brother?
I just think that's kind of, par for the course. Like we grew up watching Joe, come from Southeast Ohio, kind of unheralded, and then it was kind of like the Hoosiers of football. Like the team that he played with had no business like playing in a state championship their senior year because they just had they had these kind of I wouldn't even say underrated, like not rated, and kind of this hodgepodge of kids. But I've seen Joe do it at every level. Joe believes in himself enough and kind of wills the rest of the team. And then you see these guys that maybe never imagined, especially in high school, them rising to a certain level. And then, but because Joe believes in them so much, then that elevates. And I think Bill can attest to this. Joe elevates the entire team, which is what I think Dylan is doing right now at Nebraska.
Did you see that trait, that sort of leadership trait, the ability to elevate others? Did you see that in Joe as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, we called him Super Burrow because he has all of our strengths and none of our weaknesses. Like athletically, he's 6'4",
right.
better, not 270 like the middle-aged,
like the middle-aged man walking in the pumpkin patch.
You're a good 270.
Yeah, well, I'm better 270 than I was a couple years ago. But again,
that's just a number.
Yeah, it goes back. Yeah,
thank you, Bill.
It goes back to, again, if that's how you grow up. Like everyone for us. None of us, including Joe, were that highly recruited. And then we get there and it's like, hey, this is just football. Like we've been around this our whole life. So the X's and the O's, like we understand that. So again,
you do.
Whatever athletic or physical limitations we have, well, if you can, like on defense, for example, if I know based upon situational football down in distance, I promise you that we're prepared for the situation from a film standpoint. I mean, you deduce the options that they can do here, and then if you can diagnose it, whether you're a quarterback diagnosing a coverage or a linebacker, if Carlos Polk might be a little faster than you can get there roughly at the same time because processing. I would put the Burrows up at one elite.
Yeah, and that helped you, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, you led the team in tackling that went to the Rose Bowl.
That's significant.
Yeah.
The ability to, at that position, I've talked about on air numerous times at the quarterback spot and middle linebacker spot, same thing, how fast you can process. Because sometimes you'll see players that can run and do that. And processing is not the same as IQ. So it's not one of those things where you go like that, oh, he's really smart. This guy's super smart. I've seen guys that are super smart that can't process very fast. I've seen guys that when I say super smart as far as football smart, they can't process. Joe can process at an unreal rate. Is how fast he can process. Well, what just happened? The coverage just switched to this. They're all during the play, and there's a calmness when it happens.
Yeah, that's what I was going to comment on. Is so in my youth football that I'm coaching, I got to find. It's the same thing as quarterback. You have to find someone that can stay calm in the chaos. So like I'll bring guys into middle linebacker. I'm like, hey, I can coach you at middle linebacker better than any position at this. And first you got to find a kid that doesn't freak out.
Right.
There's a lot going on, whether you're a quarterback or a middle linebacker. There's a lot and you have to be comfortable in the trash and the traffic.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you have to be able to really stay calm and patient. Like there's a right time to make a move and there's a wrong time, and you have to be calm and patient enough and know when to take your chance.
Interesting.
We're joined by Jamie Burrow, former Nebraska linebacker, of course, the older brother of Joe Burrow, and we are live at Early Bird, which you helped set this up, Jamie. Yeah. Now, again, this has been remarkable to see the success of Early Birds when it opened up in April of this year. Of course, doing well in Omaha and Iowa. What's your favorite menu item at the Bird?
Well, I think
guys,
we got to go with
what do you got?
Our favorite the hash holes, right?
The what?
Hash holes.
Hash holes.
Why do you like the hash holes?
Well, honestly, they came about because we were throwing away a ton of hash browns so you got to cook these hash browns. You got to prep them in the morning, and we were throwing away. I mean, and the as a commodity cost, they're not incredibly expensive, but we're throwing away like hundreds of pounds, I would say. And I was like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
Can we do something with it? And then one of our cooks came up with these hash brown croquettes, and hash holes were born.
Croquettes.
Croquettes.
Yeah, croquettes.
It's like a
Look
ball.
at it.
Oh, like a
It's
ball.
French. It's French.
You leaned in. He leaned into you like it's French.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
looked at you like you
Like
see
you
my
get to swim that
do
day.
you see my see my lips moving?
Right. Croquettes. So they're in a bowl.
Like a
Yeah,
ball.
there's tons of different. You've had them before. Other than here, I think you've had them before. You can do it with mashed potatoes and other things. You just ball up. I think it's got to be potatoes, but we should look into it more.
Yeah.
And then you fry. Then you fry it.
Well,
There you go,
it's
Jake.
taken over.
It
Hash
has.
holes has been very popular
They're not
throughout. It's been a calling card that we've kind of come up with.
People
enjoy
will
the
see us
hash
and
hole.
yell hash hole.
I do. Someone yelled.
Sometimes I think they're yelling something else.
Yes, I do too.
And sometimes they probably
They
are.
probably are. My mom doesn't like it because she thinks we're yelling the other thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that moms have to keep us in check.
They're
Yes,
watching
we
out for
we
you.
need a lot of check.
Jamie, this is super nice of you.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, he is Jamie Burrow, a former Husker linebacker, again, part of the Early Bird, the successful restaurant we're at right now. Breakfast, brunch, lunch, open 6:30 to 2:30 every single day. Jamie, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks
When we
for
come
having us.
back, we
Thank
got Week 4 NFL winners and losers, and
geez,
we are playing the game show today, by the way. Yeah,
Okay.
we're playing. Someone live will be here for the game show. All next at Early Break, and the ticket live from Early Bird.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the professional middleweight championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoichFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, we are live at Early Bird, 19th and K. Stop by. Been a fun day. Thanks to Jamie Burrow for sitting down with us here last segment. That was great. If you missed
He
any of
lost
that-
his patience with me at one point.
Yeah, he said simple. It's French.
It's French.
It's a
Briquette. It's a
It's a
briquette.
ball. And you had a hash hole. You ate the hash hole.
Bill supplied us with hash.
No, Kathy Woody did that right here.
Kathy,
Woody.
thank you.
She did. Kathy Woody did that.
If they don't eat all those pancakes, those are mine.
Yeah. If anybody just boxes up their food, we'll take it. If you're not going to eat it,
We will.
Steve will take it with him to go.
We'll take it.
We are a struggling radio show.
We are. Before we get to winners and
We're
losers,
struggling.
a quick plug for our friends in the Holders at Score One Smoke.
Score one.
It's it's October, but it's still tailgate time.
Darn
We
right
got
it is.
barbecue rubs and sauces. Chris
Darn
has
right.
got you covered. He'll ship it across the country. If you live in Maine, he'll ship his stuff to you. You just got to go to Score.
Rhode Island.
Score. Yeah, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Pacific Northwest,
Hawaii.
Oregon. Yes. The 808.
Score1smoking.com. Check it out today. Please help Chris in his store out. It's good
Oh, he's
stuff.
killing it.
Great
Good
stuff.
show today, guys. It was fun.
It's not over yet.
Thanks, Steve. Got a
He
lot
always
left.
does that.
All right, Ben, would you please fire up the music for NFL winners and losers?
Oh, this is Jake Steele.
Oh, that's
Ben. Primetime, NFL Prime. There we go. All right. Winners and losers sponsored by our friends at Führer's Cheese Spread. Wonderful for all the tailgates as well. And as Bill says, in your chili.
Oh, it's really good in your
Fear's
chili.
cheese, Ben?
Yeah, it really,
It's
it's really
great.
good.
Lower that music a little bit, Ben, please. A little bit lower. To the winners first. How about Sunday night football?
Okay.
He cuffed it.
I did.
So you couldn't see.
Sunday night football, the Buffalo Bills went to Baltimore, and they got absolutely pummeled. So this week's big winner is the Baltimore Ravens. We said they were 0-2 with that loss to the Raiders at home a couple weeks ago. Kathy Woody, big Raiders fan, by the way, in the building. Ravens say, we're fine. 35-10. Derrick Henry ran wild to Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen could get nothing going.
Did you see the safety try to when he got kind of knocked himself out of the game?
Yeah,
against
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, trying to tackle him.
Can you imagine tackling Derrick Henry?
I couldn't. I'm just going like Derrick Henry's been in the league for like 10 years, and he's still like untackleable. I
He's
mean,
the big horse.
Oh man,
horse loose.
Big
I think
horse.
it's loose horse. Isn't it?
Loose horse. Horse got loose. Sip had 2 tweets one time in the Super Bowl. It's great. Ravens' biggest winner. Number 2, the Vikings cannot be stopped. They were up 28-0 at Green Bay. Got a little dicey. They did win 31-29, but that offense is humming. Sam Darnold looks remarkable. The defense had a little shaky second half, but still 31-29 at Green Bay. 4-0 for the Vikings. They look really, really good.
How about that?
4-0. And they who was the other one? There was some sort of a post about the Jets quarterback. One was Geno. The other one was Donald. There's one more. 3 of them. There's one more though. They're all doing really well. So they're kind of going, okay, what's the problem? Maybe it was the Jets, not so much the problem of who the quarterback was.
Yes, I forget who. There is one more. But
Keep rolling, Jake.
Number 3, last night, not the Dolphins, but the other game, the Lions beat the Seahawks 42-29. Jared Goff was unbelievable. I think he was perfect for most of the game. I don't know if he had an incomplete pass.
I think he only had one incomplete pass.
One.
And there was a penalty. There was an OPI, so I don't know if it counted. If not, I think he was like 24 for 24.
Wow.
Something like that.
That's pretty
And
good.
those uniforms were incredible.
Black uniforms.
And their helmets.
Yes.
Their blue helmets.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, did they look
good.
cool. Detroit.
Lions,
striking.
3-1, 42-29 over the Seahawks. Number 4 winner. How about the Washington Commanders? Jaden Daniels from LSU has been awesome so far. They blow out the Cardinals 42-14. Daniels was great. The run game was good also. Defense was obviously good. Commanders are 3-1, and they look for real. This is not a fluke. This appears to be for real with Dan Quinn, the head coach there for the Commanders.
Playing awful well.
Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels look
They
good
have
so far.
they have the right matchup there. They have that
Kingsbury?
He matches up with Daniels with the quarterback.
It's good to see the Commanders having good quarterback
Yeah.
play. It's been a while.
I
It's been a
think
while.
I think about those old Redskins teams.
Number 5 winner. This was, by the way, Goff was 18 for 18. He was perfect last night. That's awesome. That's so great. Number 5 winner, the Colts and Joe Flacco. Richardson gets hurt in the first half, the quarterback.
Anthony Richardson.
So Joe Flacco comes in and says, we're good. Don't worry. They try to blow at the end, but they held on. Colts get a big win against the previously undefeated Steelers, 27-24. Joe Flacco, the ageless wonder.
Flacco's like Blanda, like George Blanda. He's like 46 years old.
What a professional he is. I mean, doing it last year he came out?
Yeah,
Came out of retirement.
For the Browns.
Right.
Made the playoffs.
He just, everything about him says prepared. He just looks prepared.
Number 1 loser, of course, no surprise here. The Miami Dolphins are done. Their season's over. They lose to the Titans, who were previously winless, 31-12.
It's a good Titans team.
Quarterback play was not great for either side. It was worse for Miami than it was for Tennessee. But the Titans ran
Think
the
about
ball.
that. They lost their starting quarterback
They
in
did.
the game.
Will Levis got hurt early, which might be a good thing for the Titans. But Mason Rudolph was not – I think it was 8 for 17 for 85 yards, so not special. But they ran the ball well. The Dolphins can't move the ball, and they're 1-3. And the season's effectively over in Miami.
It is.
We're on to 2025.
Bill, you agree with
I'm
that?
in agreement, yes.
Okay. Yeah. This doesn't look good?
No.
They're bad.
Then the question is going to be with Tua. So let's say he's cleared and they're 1-7. Does he play?
Then what?
Does he come back and play when you're not have no chance at the playoffs? No chance you're going to win like 8 in a row. But yet, does he play?
You know, these are not fun conversations
Jake,
for Miami.
Answer the question, though.
Yeah. He can come back in week 8. They'd be at the worst, I think, 1-5 or 1-6 at that point.
Would you bring him back?
Would you
You're
play
the
him?
Well, I
GM.
think, listen, if you're 2 and if you're Chris Greer and McDaniel, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to play for. This is a team built to win now. They're supposed to win now.
So he comes in, he plays for a game or two, gets another concussion. on a team that has no chance to playoffs.
That's why it's a conversation.
It gets to be philosophical in the sense that if you're able to play.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple. That to me, that's what it is. That's old school thinking.
Old school, yeah. Right away, you would think, 'cause if I'm Tyreek Hill, I'm like, no, you play.
Right.
I'm playing.
Right.
You're playing. Also, I get bonuses off of catches and different things and numbers I need to hit. And so if I'm on that team, play. But if you're the management and you're sitting there going like, okay, he gets another one of these.
Right.
Is everyone? I mean, you have to kind of think another concussion. Does he ever play again? That's out there. That conversation's out there.
Not fun conversation in Miami.
Winners and losers.
Number 2 loser, the Jets were hosting the Broncos, who could not move the ball, but the Jets just failed to make plays. That you mentioned, Sip, that Rodgers was throwing the guys that weren't looking for the ball.
2 straight plays late in the game down the stretch where they needed points, obviously, and he threw 2 balls to receivers that weren't looking. It's a terrible look for an NFL franchise in any situation. It's a terrible look for Rodgers. It's a terrible look for the offensive coordinator. You should never see that, but especially in that situation. How would you be? How could they be so out of sync in that situation? It's embarrassing. I would tell Rodgers that if he walked through the door.
And yet they still had a chance to win. Zerline misses a field goal wide right. Jets lose 10-9 at home.
55-yard.
Yes, pushed it right. Yeah. Jets now 2-2. Number 3 loser, the Eagles did not wake up for the Bucks game. They tried to make it interesting, but they did not. 33-16 Tampa Bay beats the Eagles. Nice. Jalen Hurts does not look right this year.
What was the scenario? Because it's been a very odd coaching scenario. The
Nick Sirianni.
Sirianni takes a lot of heat.
Yes.
He takes a lot of heat.
And this week he said, I take full blame. The team wasn't ready. That's my fault.
Okay.
So they beat the Saints last week 15-13, and it was just like they refused to kick field goals in the game. Kept going for a 4th down, not getting it, but they won. So Eagles, though, 2-2 in the season. Jags are still 0-4. They actually played good football, though. That's why they're number 4 on the list of losers, not number 1. They were up late, 20-17 on Houston. Houston gets a touchdown with like 15 seconds to go to win the game 24-20. Jacksonville 0-4 on the season.
Could be an 0-17.
They showed some life. I think they'll win a game.
Oh, they'll win a game. Yeah. Everyone, I'm saying everyone. It's happened once, a few times. You go winless.
Yes.
Detroit the last one.
Detroit did that, and who else did? The Buccaneers back in the 70s. You want to say?
Yeah. That's hard to do. And they were an expansion team.
That's right. Time. Last loser, the Cleveland Browns, because of what happened. The Browns went to Vegas. They were down 20-10. They got a fumble return for a touchdown to make it 20-16. They missed the extra point, which is, again, in a dome. No weather, no rain.
From the 15-yard line.
Pulled it left. So you have to get a touchdown to win. You can't tie it with a field goal. They drive down to the 13-yard line, 4th and 10. Deshaun Watson sacked. Game over.
Rolls right, just gets caught from behind. Rolls left.
Rolls
left, gets caught from behind.
Yeah.
Gets a pass.
20-16. Browns fall to the Raiders, who are now 2-2. Browns fall to 1-3. And there is your Week 4 NFL winners and losers. You're welcome. Patty, go ahead and stop that music. If you'd like. Be great. So,
all right.
If there's anybody, Phil, need you over here.
We're putting Phil on?
Hey, we're going to do the game show. Phil's going to be the contestant. How about that?
Phil, okay. Get on here, Phil. Phil Ruhlman. Where's he from?
He's from Ruhlman Steakhouse.
Steakhouse.
We were just at last month, which is great.
Phil, are you a sports fan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Phil.
I've got 6 brothers. You had to be a sports fan to
look at him lean in.
I know he's leaning.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
I've never had to go face to face like this. Sometimes this is something we've had callers from inside the coffee shop, but we're kind of mano a mano here.
I'm putting Phil on the spot here. Now, Phil, have you watched Nebraska football long term?
Yes.
Okay, he's good. Today's topic on a Throwback Thursday, because we're with Jamie Burrow here today, is the 2001 Nebraska football team.
Okay.
I'll know nothing.
I know a little. Phil,
coaching,
I will tell you this.
I was coaching at Utah at the time, so I'll have no knowledge.
I covered the team, but you'd be amazed by how much I forget.
Yeah. I think it'll come back to you.
I hope so.
All right,
Phil Ruhlman is here, and Phil, we appreciate you coming.
We do.
He drove in. He drove all the way in from the lakes, from the lake system.
He did.
The lake chain.
Because he's a supporter.
Yes.
We like Phil. We love Phil.
Great show. Great show.
Thank you, Phil. Fire up that music. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
No phone call today because our contestant is live here,
Right here.
at Early Bird. Phil from Ruhlman's
What a great
Steakhouse
name.
with us. Yeah, it's a great name. He's a great person too.
Punxsutawney Phil.
So it's Sip versus Phil. Bill is the
Where's Bill?
lifeline.
Okay,
Doesn't
Bill's
feel
my
great
lifeline.
about this though. He said he doesn't feel good
We're,
about
we're
what.
competing against him. He's
We
the
are.
caller.
Yes, he's the caller.
Yeah, we've done this before.
He
He's
gave
on the
signal.
phone.
He gave the signal.
All right, Phil, first question goes
French.
to you. Here we go. On 2001 Nebraska football, Jamie Burrow's senior year.
Okay.
Nebraska, Phil, beat TCU 21-7 to begin the 2001 football season. What star running back did they keep in check in the victory for the Horned Frogs?
Well, that's a great question.
It is a game.
I remember watching the game.
Okay.
Might even have been on a Friday night. It was like a weird opening.
I think it was Saturday.
It was Saturday. Okay.
It's okay.
I should know this.
5 seconds, Phil.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Well,
do it.
I can guess.
Okay, give him the
Don't,
horn.
don't be careful because
Well,
we don't mind
remember
this
last
one.
time it cost us when we didn't guess. It cost us. Remember?
Okay.
You said he was a great running back.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just got to say it then. Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson is correct. There you go. Bill is in. Bill didn't
remarkable.
feel
Jamie
good.
kept him in. Jamie had 12 tackles that game.
Big
Yeah,
win.
you did. I looked him up. I looked all your stats.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian.
Yeah.
He's a great NFL player for the
Bill.
Chargers and the Jets.
I didn't know either.
Okay, 1-0 lead, though. Bill's out of play. That's on you, Sip. No, first question.
I gave us the lead.
Who is Nebraska's starting fullback in 2001, finishing fourth on the team in rushing yards with 238 yards on 40 carries? Fullback.
Jamie, do you know the answer? Starting fullback on your team.
Don't say it.
You can't say it.
He didn't say it. No, he didn't say it. He's fine.
Okay, wait a second. This was 2001.
Yes, they went
you
to
have
the-
to
Judd
know.
Davies.
Judd Davies is correct.
Brilliant.
Judd
Yeah.
Davies, 2-0
I'm back.
lead. Phil, your back's against
Yeah.
the wall
Yes.
here. He was
Out-
expecting
out
to
of my
get
league.
Ruhlman's.
Out of my league.
Did
Okay.
you know that
Ask
one?
me a state question.
Did you know that one?
Ask
Did
me
you
a
know
steak
Judd Da-
question.
Did you know Judd Davies?
Yes.
Did you?
Ask him anything
I
about
think
ribeyes.
Phil will get this one right. Phil, to
Okay.
stay alive, your last
Now
question.
you're gonna make him feel dumb. If
What?
He
No,
does.
I said I think he'll get
It's
it.
just, yeah.
What team?
Questionable behavior by Jay.
What team did Nebraska beat on a Thursday night, September 20th, their first game since the September 11th terrorist attacks? They beat this team 48-3. Who'd they
Say
beat?
that again.
What team did Nebraska beat on a Thursday night, September 20th, their first game since the September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001?
Was it Thursday night?
It was.
Wow. I'm going to say Oklahoma State.
It is not Okie State, which means it's a victory for Sip. Give him those horns.
Who was it?
The answer was Rice. Rice. The Rice
Rice.
Owls.
Yeah,
Rice
there's
Owls.
zero chance of
It's okay.
it. Again, I was coaching at usual.
Well, I put Phil on the
You better
spot.
check the text line on that. I think
I'm-
you screwed that up, Jay.
No, I'm correct on that.
Are you sure? Okay.
Well, we had. But should we talk about the quarterback from Washington in Fresno? That
Jack
that-
Hayner.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that one.
Jake
And you wouldn't even give us the win; you just gave us a non-loss, but we would have won it for us.
All right. Hey, Ben, back at the studio. Chalk that up as a victory.
Yes.
Yep.
Please.
And
Yes.
we've got some more questions collectively. This can be
Okay,
all.
Phil,
We're all
don't
friends
leave
here
them.
now.
Yes.
Who led the 0-1 team in receiving yards with 616 yards on 37 catches?
0-1.
Okay, not a passing team, but he still had 616 yards.
Pretty
Well,
good year.
I don't remember if he was still on the team or not. I could be off by a year. Let's say Bobby Newcomb.
No, not Bobby, but it was about a year before that, I think.
Yeah.
You want to guess that one, Sip?
Yeah, let me think about this.
You're in the right era, though.
0-1. I should remember this team. It was a Rose Bowl team.
I'll give you a hint. He also played basketball.
Matt Davis.
No, Wilson Thomas is the answer.
Wilson Thomas.
Wilson Thomas.
Wilson Thomas.
Okay, now this is the Bill.
That's a hard
Tiebreaker.
one.
I got. Let me focus.
Yeah, sorry.
Bill, Nebraska finished 10th in the country in points per game in 2001.
Name the 9 teams ahead of
No,
them.
how many points per game did they average? To the first decimal, please. 10th.
36.9.
Ooh, that's a good number. That's
Over,
a good
under.
number. Over. A little over.
I'm going to say over.
34.5.
God dang, you put a number out.
Those numbers, what I do.
And they
You did.
allowed 14.5. So pretty,
Wow, that's really good.
Very good
It's a
team.
good year.
Yeah, really.
Phil. It's a
I
good
didn't
year.
get one right.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
Hey, Phil, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all
I
right.
only got one. And I didn't know Wilson
Yeah.
Thomas.
Wilson Thomas.
Wilson
Yes.
Thomas.
Yeah,
I
he
remember
played basketball
Wilson.
also.
Yeah, he definitely played basketball.
Thank you, Phil.
Why did I say Matt?
We'll
When was
still
Matt-
get shooting a bag of coffee.
When was
for
Matt's
playing.
last year?
I don't know.
When was Matt
That's
Davis'
about 01,
last year?
yeah.
Was he 01?
Yeah, I think he was 01.
God, he had to be close to being the leading receiver. He was. Phil, thank you.
We will wrap things
God, it's
up
good to see
here
Phil, isn't it?
live from Early Bird. Our own spillover next on Early Break from Early Bird on the Ticket.
The Bird.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in October. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard, Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe. You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time for our last segment. We call this the spillover. We're live at Early Bird, 19th and K.
The bird is the word.
The bird is the word. Yes, Surf and
The
Bird was
bird,
the
bird,
Surf and
bird is
Bird
the
was
word.
song of the day today. You guys like that one? You like that?
Yes.
You're a
I did.
fan.
No, Jake. I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone like Americans do. Bill is apparently
Bill's
not going to
checked
join
out.
us for the spillover.
Nope, doesn't do the spillover. It's just you and me and AD and Rap, but just you and me today. It's
Hey,
fine.
hey, listen. The bird was a highlight. This song. I didn't know it was a surfing song.
Surf and Bird.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was the Trash Man until I found that yesterday.
You know who would know this?
Who?
Missing Tooth Greg, our friend.
Why is that?
Because he likes surf music. It's part of his deal. He likes a lot of different music, but he has mentioned that surf genre to me. It's an interesting genre. If you ever want to do a deep dive into it, it's fascinating. So you played one today.
I'm not going to tease what I found, but I got a couple songs coming up I think you guys will like. That you and Bill will like.
Okay. Coming up this week.
Yeah. Yep.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We're going to do shows this week.
This is not. And by the way, thanks to Corey. Corey always fixes our mistakes. He's an error guy for us.
Yeah,
Corey
what
Lincoln.
happened?
Well, I was doing the game show. I said, it's Throwback Thursday. It's a Tuesday, but I did a Throwback Tuesday because we're at a place.
Did you say it was Throwback
Yeah.
Thursday?
Thank you, Corey, for pointing that out. I didn't mean that. Usually we go back in time for Throwback Thursday, but Tuesdays don't have a specific thing. It's usually a sports trivia.
Are you just overwhelmed by the moment?
I'm not overwhelmed. I'm happy. It's been a fun day. It's been a very successful day. We appreciate all the breakers who are here and also who chimed in on YouTube and the text line. And there's Kathy, who just gave you the
Kathy
pancakes
just
to
gave
go.
us food. She came with her friends from Omaha. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yes. Thanks for coming out. If you did not make it today, please just know that you've missed out and you should come here. If you don't live in Lincoln, but you make a trip to Lincoln, I would recommend you stop by and look at all this pancake. Show. Look
Can I
at
just
that.
take a bite?
Look at this.
Can I just take a bite?
Look at the pancakes that sit past there. Yep. Look at wolfing them on the air. Yep. Please stop by. Again, Early Bird is a wonderful place. Also, locations in Omaha and Iowa. You will not.
Oh my God!
You will
that
not regret your decision to come to Early Bird.
That pancake. I'm going to tell you something. First of all, I know that was uncouth. What I just did.
And I showed that.
Was that uncouth?
I moved the camera so people could watch you eat that.
The reason I do it is because we're at a restaurant.
Yes, and you're supposed to eat at a restaurant.
Right. And you want to talk about the food. How do you talk about it if you don't eat it?
That's true.
We had hash holes today.
We did.
For the first time.
And you thought?
They were excellent. I didn't know what to expect. There's some cheese in there.
Yep.
There's flavor. It's not just eating
You
a rolled
asked
up.
me what that was. It looks like cheese.
Listen, it's not just a roll up ball of potatoes. There's more to it. There is.
Yes. Well, and you could try.
These
that.
are mine, by the
Well,
way.
as Jamie told us, they were getting rid of a lot of hash browns back in the days. So let's find a way to make that edible and do something with it. So they made the hash holes, and the rest is history. Now it's a part of the show. It's part of Early Bird. It's a famous thing in the state.
It's part of the state's lore.
It is.
Yes.
I know the people out there listening said they wish they could have been here today. If they are not in Lincoln, that's fine. We're glad that you think that. We hope you stop by at some point in your next trip to Lincoln. Early Bird is at 19th and K. It's downtown with lots of parking that is all free.
Jake, are you calling this downtown?
This is on the fringe of downtown.
Okay. I'd say on the fringe
What would
of
you
downtown.
call this?
I'd say on the fringe of downtown.
There's no midtown in Lincoln.
I would not call. We're not going to get in an argument on this, but I would not call this downtown. I'd say it's on the fringe of. If you're looking at what is it? Concentric zones. Concentric zones. You would not say this was
is that
downtown.
the right word? Concentric.
Yeah, I think so.
Brankers, is that right? Is Sip's word concentric right?
Corey, where are you? consent. Yeah, I'm going back to college sociology right now.
I don't know
Help
the
us.
answer to that.
Help us.
Telegraph District. That's that Midtown. Yeah. What is this? It kind of is the Telegraph District.
It's the
That's like right there.
Jake, this is not downtown.
It's ish.
It's on the fringe. Of
Downtown-ish.
Yeah.
It's.
Would you say Tico's is downtown? That's more downtown,
and that's very close to here.
Right, but it's not.
So we're saying that between now and Tico's is the end of downtown.
Yeah,
I would say Tico's is downtown. Yes. Where's the fringe of downtown in?
Well, we'll have to get. We'll see you later, guys. Take care. Thanks for coming. We have.
This is this is the stuff that happens in the spillover. Where's the edge of downtown Lincoln? Are we in it right now or not?
We need AD to settle this.
Yeah, AD will.
Kathy Woody's headed out the door.
She's out. Kathy, thank you.
Thank you for the breakfast, Kathy.
She's a wonderful person. Crawford's is at Central Lincoln.
Central Lincoln.
I wouldn't even say that. 48th and 0 Central Lincoln.
You are not going to find supporters.
We used to be at Central Lincoln at 48th and 0.
You'll not find supporters if this is downtown.
Someone says Tico's is definitely downtown. What is this? Then? We're just a few blocks away from Tico's, so that's the end of downtown. Who knows?
Okay. Okay. Today, Jake. We'll hear from
the coordinators.
Yeah, be ready. Satterfield and Tony White will speak to the media along with selected players.
Will we ever hear from Ed Foley?
That's a good question.
Because we probably should. People need to be held accountable, and I think he's one that definitely needs to be held accountable.
I don't know that he's not talking today, but he's not part of the regular lineup.
Well, it might be time to make that happen because I think people.
What would you like to know from him?
From Ed? Okay, what's practice looking like for these guys? Do you have another kicker option?
They do.
What's Nico's last name?
Nico Automanelli.
Okay, is he?
You didn't make the road trip. He wasn't on. Now, Jake, you understand. He wasn't on the road trip. They had one kicker on the road, John Holt.
I understand that.
Okay.
Which at this point is getting a little bit concerned. I know you have a small travel roster. I think you're to the. I know, but you get 100 plus at home, right? You're to the point. You might need 2 kickers on the road.
Okay, now Nico Automanelli, I've watched in warm-ups. It's just he needs to develop strength. You wouldn't be able to send him out there for a 45-yarder, I don't think.
I'd like to know if. Now I know it's probably no, but is Brian Buschini capable of kicking field goals?
I've never seen him do it. I've never seen him warm up. I've never seen him in warm-ups line up to kick anything. So my guess is no.
Nebraska in 2019 had a safety kicking field goals, Lane McCallum for a short. It didn't go great. He made a couple.
Here's what I'd say. I think John Holt, he's missed 4 in a row per your question yesterday, but at least two of those, and maybe 3 were bad snaps. So 3. I'm going to say 3 were bad snaps. So John Holt, I will tell you this, watching him in warm-ups, leg strength is not an issue. He has as Rule has pointed out himself, a very, very, very strong leg.
Well, we hope he gets redemption sometime because for your last 4 is not it's not fun.
Here's the thing. We know, I'd have to think of a way to phrase a good question to Ed Foley. We know the issue. It's mainly a snapping issue. I'd like to ask him, I guess, how do you feel about special teams as a whole? If you look at various special teams rankings, Nebraska's one of the worst in the country.
They have to be the worst. How can they not be the worst in the country right
because
now?
It hasn't been all a disaster. There's been aspects of it that are all right.
I'd like to know whose special teams right now are worse than Nebraska's in the country. I'm talking MAC. I'm talking South. I'm talking FCS.
No, I know what you're talking.
Everything.
Right.
So we'll look for that today and all the audio from that. That's it for us, though. We got to go. It's been fun.
Jake, it was fun. This is the break meets the bird.
The break did meet the bird. It was fun. Thanks to Jamie Burrow for having us and everybody who came out and ate and dined. It was wonderful. We'll be back again. But that's it for us. The Drive with Raf, AD, and AG is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I'm Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow back in studio.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full